You're watching News 3 Now live at 4 on location at Concerts on the Square.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to this very special live edition of Live at 4 from downtown Madison.
Yeah, look at us. We got out of the studio and we're here on the Capitol lawn at Capitol Square for the first Concerts on the Square of the season.
We weren't sure we were going to make it. It's been a little bit of a white knuckler all day today, but we're here and we're going to get a check on the weather in just a second. We have team coverage tonight of the first Concert on the Square. Our Armand Rahman is here. He's just over our shoulder talking to people who are putting out their blankets and getting ready for tonight's concert.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fun show, even with this heat. So back at our studio, Sarah Carlson will be at the anchor desk with your latest news headlines of the day, and we'll get to all those in just a moment. But like Susan said, we're going to start with weather. Alex, what? It's 1,000 degrees, humidity level. Yes. It's like a soup pot out here. What's the scientific term?
Tropical, we'll call it that. Almost oppressive. And it's this fuel, it's this humidity that does bring that chance of storms. But we have been watching for the past week this weather event for tonight, and there's a very narrow window of opportunity between 6 and 8 p.m. where we may have breaks between showers and storms, that we may be able to get this concert in nice, high and dry. But outside of that, though, we also have alert day conditions that we need to talk about for tonight and going on into Thursday as well. So if we take a look at our graphics here, alert day conditions, strong storms and flooding rains are potential with these thunderstorms, especially as we head later into the evening. Taking a look right now at radar 3000, couple showers in southwest Dane County over towards Mount Horeb, down towards Belleville. Don't see any lightning. That's certainly good news. As we zoom on out, the area of focus right now is over southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, and that is where we'll be watching for more widespread thunderstorm activity to develop as we go into this evening. Future Track will let this run a few times here, showing you that isolated shower and storm threat in Dane County here in Madison through now and about 6, 7 o'clock. Then that goes away, and then those lines of thunderstorms come in here as we head towards 9 o'clock and after. And of course, we'll be covering those storms later this evening in studio if any of those storms do become severe.
We always have to keep it interesting for the first Concerts on the Square of the season, don't we?
Honestly, it's so true. What is the humidity?
Dew points right now are in the 70s right now, so that's that tropical feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much more muggy than this.
Bring fans if you're down here.
Bring fans, plenty to drink. Absolutely. All right, thanks, Alex. We'll check back in a little bit. Let's turn now to our Armand Rahman.
Yeah, he's out and about talking with people here ahead of the concert. Hey, Armand, what's up?
Hey guys, I can actually see it right now. I'm just off in the grass. You guys are comfortable in the shade of the tent. I'm right now in the shade of the trees. And take a look around at how many blankets have already filled up the grass here. People not fazed by how damp it is. And let me tell you, it is damp. They already came out here as of 3 o'clock when they could start putting those blankets down. I'm seeing a lot of blankets with tarp underneath as well to make sure that they stay dry. I'm going to introduce you here to Miss Vicky and friends. They came out here, made sure to get an early spot. Tell me, Vicky, why was this concert important for you to get out here despite the weather?
Well, we're celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary, and our daughter and her husband live here, so it's just a nice get-together.
That's great. Congratulations to you both. And tell me, you kind of always say that you want to get out to, the first concert show in particular. Why is that?
Well, we'd like to go to the one that's the most lively, and this is the one I selected.
Definitely, yeah. Motown, probably the most lively, but
Dancing in the Streets.
Dancing in the Streets or Dancing in the Rain?
Yeah, well, it's called Dancing in the Streets, and it might end up Dancing in the Rain, maybe.
Yeah, obviously we're hoping not. And tell me, when was the last time that you guys came to Concerts on the Square?
Well, it was before the pandemic, so we're glad to be back.
Definitely, and we are glad to see you here and all of the other people trying to get their spots here to watch the Motown show later on tonight. Obviously, that show starts at 7, but things will start kicking off here at 5 o'clock. I'll be out here throughout the evening, roaming around, getting a taste of some new food trucks that I've seen in 3 years I've covered Concerts on the Square, and talk to some other folks gathered out here to enjoy the show despite the weather. For now, I'll turn it back to you guys. Just kitty corner, Susan and Brady.
Thank you, Armand. That's another highlight, the food that's here.
That's true.
Love
Yeah,
that.
you can see the tables behind us. This is where the catering area is.
We know what we're doing. Well, this is one of my favorite times of the year. Concerts on the Square is such a summertime staple of the Madison area, and it's really easy to take that for granted.
It is. It's a very special tradition that we all love, and we're so thankful that it's going to happen tonight. This all started with a vision, just an idea to bring the community together and for people to have an opportunity to meet one another. It's a simple idea that 4 decades later still draws tens of thousands to this beautiful lawn in the Wisconsin State Capitol. For 6 glorious evenings every summer, Madisonians slow down to sip and savor live orchestral music on the Capitol Square. This is the magic known as Concerts on the Square. Put on by the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra and going strong for over 40 years.
It's something that everyone treasures and looks forward to. They're out enjoying each other, and bonus, they're enjoying beautiful music.
The Concerts on the Square is a very unique concert series. In fact, I can't compare it to anything else that I've actually done.
We both knew instantly that Madison was going to love this. The setting, the music, the Chamber's music, that it was just guaranteed.
The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra is just, it displays the best talent. And so I think that it's amazing to grow up with that sense of the quality of the talent.
I had one year in the conversation and the other year, like, listening to the music, I'm like, wow, this is a really good orchestra.
Like, we're not just going to throw some things in a basket and go, eat outside. They're like, we've got the little table and we've got the wine and we've got the, the charcuterie boards, and like, they go all out. It's intense and it's impressive.
And you've got the sounds of jets flying overhead, you've got laughter, you've got people just having a good time, and it's as the sun goes down, that quiet peacefulness heading into the late afternoon sort of takes hold, so that you just have a certain peace about what's coming up. It's sound waves, it's right vibrations, and we're still.
Concerts on the Square was the vision of philanthropist Pleasant Rowland Frauchi. The founder of American Girl unveiled her idea in 1984 after moving to Madison from Boston.
I have to say, the idea of public concerts by landmarks was fed by that Boston experience, and ours is much more beautiful than Boston's, much more beautiful. And so that's where it started. Never, ever did I dream it would be so big.
The impact that Concerts on the Square has had on my family reaches generations. I feel like it started with my immediate family coming in and for picnics on the square, and turned into this community event where we got together with friends and family. The real neat thing about it is that I got to bring my children now to it, and it's just crossed generations, and I just love that about concert.
When I think of the word community, I look at the end of that word and there's unity. And then when you have more collaborations with different entities within the community, and promote them, then we strengthen that unity within the community.
It's such an enjoyable evening. It's such a beautiful place. It's a place that the people of this city were not using. The Capitol Square was really not a focal point of activity. Now it certainly is.
The single biggest impact is making Madison a city like no other.
I've been calling
calling Alex at 2 a.m.
And Concerts on the Square is marking another big milestone this season. In May of 1999, a little-known conductor from New Zealand arrived in Madison. The music director of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, Maestro Andrew Sewell, is marking his 26th year.
How about that?
Isn't that some time flies when you're having fun?
Proof when you plant seeds, you don't know what it's going to grow into, but look at all this. This is wonderful.
Well said, yeah. When we come back, we're going to talk with the CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, Joe Loehnis.
Plus, I'm speaking with a woman who went from being a fan on one of these blankets to helping run the show. That's when Live at 4, live from Concerts on the Square, continues. Welcome back, everyone, to Live at 4, live from Concerts on the Square. Now, here's the thing. It takes months and months and months of planning and preparation to get all of this ready for people to enjoy.
That's for sure. This is the Super Bowl for the CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. Every summer, Joe Loehnis. Joe, welcome back. Good to see you again.
It's great to be back with you both.
We're here. We made it. We all got a little bit of an ulcer today worrying about the weather. But how do you make that call to decide whether to hold the concert or not?
Well, it's great to be here, and really it starts with our great partners at News 3, Alex in weather. We talk constantly, even last week, so we're in probably daily communication starting last week, especially for a week like this when it's been so volatile. So it's a partnership, really, and we sort of assess safety and the chance of getting a concert in, and we try to make the best decision possible.
And
it's Alex's fault.
Alex's, yeah.
Just blame it on Alex.
It is so nice to be here, and we can hear some of the music in the background getting going. What is it about this that keeps bringing the community together to enjoy this wonderful art?
Well, I think it's a couple things. One, it's Madison. I think there's something in the air and in the water at Madison where we just show up and we support each other and we like to come together. I also think it's what music does. Music brings people together from all walks of life, and Andrew, our music director, has curated this incredible season that touches all facets of our art form. There's something for everybody. So there's just this love of coming together and being a community that I think is so special.
Well, and tonight is really going to be jumping because it's all about Motown. Everyone's very excited about this. You have a quartet from Las Vegas coming in.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about tonight's program.
So when we returned to the Square in 2022 after COVID, we opened with Motown, this group called Spectrum, and the band was just rocking. And that was the male Motown of this larger ensemble, and Andrew flew out to Vegas last September to look at the female version of Motown called Radiance, and he flew out, listened to him, he texted me right after the show, he goes, "We're bringing him to Madison." And that's kind of how we curate these programs. Sometimes you have to just go out and feel it for yourself, and Andrew did that last September, and we brought him back.
Do you have any hints for us about the rest of the season, what we can look forward to?
Ooh, like little teasers.
Keep them going, keep them invested.
I mean, next week we have 2 Young Artist Concerto Competition winners. That normally we have 1, but they were so accomplished we have to do 2. July 9th, we are releasing an album, part of a 5-year recording project. Very excited about that night. And then on the 23rd, we have Dark Side of the Moon with Pink Floyd, and that's going to be, I think, a pretty rockin' concert. And also, I should say, July 16th, it is my birthday that day.
Happy birthday.
July 16th, and we have 2 of our local musicians featured as soloists. So there's just a little bit of everything, and Andrew just curates a nice arc to the season.
Well, this is one of Madison's signature free events. It's never cost a thing, but it costs a lot of money to put on every year.
Yeah.
How can people support the Chamber Orchestra?
Yeah, well, we are a 501c3 charitable organization. The vast majority of our revenue comes in through contributions. So if you're out there tonight, or if you come down and sit on the lawn and you want to see this thing keep going, you can go to wcoconcerts.org and make a contribution. You can become a friend of the WCO, donating $5 a month, but we really need all of us to come together and throw our support at it so we can keep doing it.
Very well said. And what if we had this in the hockey rink one time? On days like today?
I want to put Andrew on ice skates and just see how he would conduct the orchestra.
Wouldn't that be great? All right. Well, we'll talk with you later, Joe. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here.
Well, like Joe was saying, these connections to these concerts, they really run deep all over this area. And that's true for a Madison woman whose journey took her from sitting on one of those blankets out on the lawn right to a seat on the boardroom.
She's sharing how her parents made sure that music was always a part of her life, and now she wants to pay it forward and give that experience to other families.
The music, the blankets on the Capitol lawn, the good times with family and friends. These are the moments you just want to capture and put in a frame.
The energy was what was so magical.
Joanna Burrish can't count the number of times her parents took her to concerts on the square growing up, but she doesn't have even one picture.
I wish I had a picture of us.
In the days before selfie and cell phone culture, Burrish says her dad, George, and mom, Salimi, worked full-time, but whenever they had a chance, they would take their kids to see and hear all this magic.
A lot of the love that I personally have for music, and I know my siblings do as well, came directly from my parents.
She has plenty of other photos, of course, like this one of when her family arrived in America from Israel in 1976. She says concerts on the square is where they found community and connection.
Being immigrants, to be around other diverse crowds, not feeling like you're alone, right, or an outsider.
Music was always big in her family.
Dad played the violin or the piano. He was always playing the piano. And Mom always played really old world Arabic music and would sing to it.
It left a lasting impression. From being just a kid on a blanket at concerts on the square, she's now on the board that oversees it, the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. She hopes that she can give other families what she found.
My one hope is really beautiful memories, right? Connection, memories, and expansion of who we are.
Concerts on the Square is free and has been for its more than 40 years. Burrish says that couldn't happen without donations.
We are in hard times right now financially. We are at risk of not having concerts on the Square, so we need their help. We need people to engage so we can continue this amazing experience.
This year's Concerts on the Square is different for Burrish. Her dad died in 2016, and she lost her mom just last November. Two maestros who set the tempo for Burrish's life aren't here in the physical sense, but she says their song continues.
I think music is the universal language of love. My dad and mom taught us that, yeah, it melts my heart.
Being a kid at Concerts on the Square with her mom and dad is perhaps one of the best moments in Joanna Burrish's life. She doesn't have a picture of it. Oh, but she can see it so well.
There's a movie in my head that I get to watch, right? I wish I could transport that somehow because it would tell a beautiful story and the effects that music had on our family.
Joanna, thanks for telling me about your mom and dad. They sound like they were really special people. Now, all of you out there, you can help keep Concerts on the Square going. You can donate whatever you are able to give. To donate, go to wcoconcerts.org/support/donate. I think we have a graphic up, and you can also help by volunteering. You can find all that information on the WCO website as well. Yeah.
That was a wonderful story.
Oh, thank you. I loved interviewing her.
The concert means a lot to a lot of people. It's not just it's not just a get together. Coming up on Live at 4, this isn't the only big concert in town. Camp Randall Stadium is getting ready for its first concert in more than 2 decades.
I'll show you how the city is preparing. We'll be right back.
And we're live downtown at Concerts on the Square on a muggy evening, and we're dodging some showers and thunderstorms. Tonight is the best chance of getting the concert in. Sometimes they push or postpone concerts until Thursday, but we're looking at a good chance of a line of thunderstorms tomorrow evening. So we're going to take this narrow window of opportunity tonight to try to get the concert in. Any storms that we get a little bit later this evening could pose strong winds, and we also could be looking at some flooding rains. Radar 3000 right now, few storms to the south of the downtown area. Hopefully those will just scoot around us. Better chances for thunderstorms are going to be as we get a little bit later into the evening as storms gear up over southern Minnesota and Iowa. We can see that here with Future Track put this into motion. There's that one cell moving to the north and east of Dane County. There's those better chances as we head towards 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and some of those storms again could be severe. There's a tornado watch to the west that includes Vernon, Crawford, and Richland counties till 10 p.m. Also looking at the potential again for flooding rains. We have a flood watch for areas north and west of Madison. And again, the overall forecast, going to try to get the concert in tonight as we try to dodge these few showers and thunderstorms, but the better chances for storms are likely going to hold off till right at 9 o'clock and after, which is good news, and hopefully we get a good show in here tonight.
That's perfect timing.
Love to hear that.
Put the order in.
Yeah.
Everyone give Alex a hand.
Well done, Alex. Thank you. Well, we're just a couple hours away from the concert on the square. The music begins tonight at 7 o'clock.
But we have some local news headlines to get to. Let's send it back to the News 3 Now studio with our Sarah Carlson, who is standing by at the desk. Sarah?
All right, thanks, guys. We're talking about the first concert at Camp Randall Stadium in more than 20 years. Morgan Wallen will be hitting the stage on Saturday. Our Kyle Pozorski reports on the process and what to expect this weekend.
A trio of trailers emblazoned with the image of Morgan Wallen arrived at Camp Randall Stadium Wednesday morning, bringing with it loads of sound, stage, and lighting equipment. The only other time this venue is as busy as this is for Badger football. But it's a concert coming to the home of Jump Around this weekend that's making history as the first to take place here since the Rolling Stones in 1997. Bringing the Grammy-nominated artist to town is a big deal for UW and the city at large.
And these tours have often skipped our community, so to be able to bring Morgan Wallen, Coldplay next month into Madison is great for everybody.
UW-Madison police expect road congestion similar to that of a Badger football game. Additionally, road closures are planned in the area during the course of the weekend. Accommodations will be made for people who need to access their homes and businesses in the closure area. The first of the two concerts will take place on Saturday, followed by another one on Sunday. Reporting outside of Camp Randall Stadium, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now live at 4 on location at Concerts on the Square.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our special Live at Concerts on the Square. This is Live at 4. Here we are on the Capitol Square enjoying a nice balmy, tropical day.
That's a positive spin on it. I think I've lost 10 pounds already in sweat. We're continuing our team coverage tonight of the music and of the weather. Our Arman Rahman will join us a little bit later. He's talking to some of the people that are putting down their blankets and getting ready for tonight. And Sarah Carlson is back in the studio. She'll be covering the other news of the day.
Let's start with weather. It is like soup out here.
It is. I have a little dry rag down here that I'm dabbing off the sweat.
It's glistening.
Yeah, and it's this humidity that's the fuel for showers and thunderstorms. Just a narrow window of opportunity between 6 and 8 p.m. tonight to sneak in the concert. Tomorrow is a no-go with another line of thunderstorms that are expected. And we are tracking a couple of showers right now across Dane County. One has of interest down by Oregon in the Stoughton area. No lightning with that yet, but we're keeping a close eye on the potential for lightning with some of these showers right now. And these are a couple of isolated showers that are expected out ahead of better chances for thunderstorms that are gearing up in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa that are a couple of hours away. As we take a look at Future Track Radar, here it shows, watching Dane County, there's that one cell moving off towards the north and east. It's out of here by 7 o'clock, but then as we get towards 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, other lines of thunderstorms that are out in Minnesota and Iowa developing are expected to move into southern Wisconsin. And some of those storms could be on the strong side. Of course, we've got Blaze in the studio right now in case we get any strong storm this evening. And then after Concerts on the Square, hopefully we'll sneak the concerts in with no issues. I will, of course, be in the studio later tonight for those lines of thunderstorms that are expected later in the evening.
And jokes about the weather aside, there's honestly no better place to be tonight.
That's
this is
true.
the hot ticket
this
here.
This is summer in Madison. This is what
And
it's
we
all
love
about.
it.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, of course.
And let's go back to the studio. Sarah Carlson is there with our news headlines. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, guys. Thank you, Susan and Brady. Well, we have an update on last week's shooting in Janesville first. The Rock County Medical Examiner says 21-year-old Haley Lounsbury died Monday at the hospital. First responders took her there on June 17th after a shooting at an apartment on North Pontiac Drive. 3 other people died. Janesville police are calling this a murder-suicide. Also at the Capitol today, the state Supreme Court ruled against the Evers administration. The justices unanimously decided the governor needs approval from the powerful GOP-controlled committee to give millions of dollars to schools for reading programs. And coming up on Live at 4, more Concerts on the Square coverage. Armand, Susan, and Brady will join us again when Live at 4 returns.
Welcome back, everyone. We are live on location this afternoon in the Capitol Square for Concerts on the Square.
And what a night. We have some friends with us. They made their way up to our little podium. We have superfan Rocky Manning and our principal clarinet player, Nancy McKenzie. Thanks for being on
guys,
with us.
welcome to Live at 4.
Thank you. Yeah, so you're a super fan.
Yes.
How long have you been coming and what makes you a super fan?
I've been coming since 2010. Haven't missed a season since then. A couple of weeks here and there maybe, but I mean really the key is getting down here early, getting your spot. I always get my same spot, right? You make sure you bring your food and then take advantage of the food merchants that are around the square as well and just the community.
You don't have to muscle anyone out.
No, not if you get here early.
It is definitely the best time of the year. Nancy, what does it mean to be the principal clarinet? How long have you been playing with the orchestra?
I've been playing probably since before it was the chamber orchestra. I did some concerts when it was actually the Madison Summer Symphony back in the 70s.
That's right.
So I've been principal since 1980.
And what does it mean to be principal?
What it means to be principal is if there's any solo clarinet parts, they usually show up in the clarinet in my part as opposed to the clarinet too. Other than that, just kind of, leading the section, working with the other principals. So we have principal flute, principal oboe, principal bassoon.
For all of us who played clarinet in middle school, you brought your...
Oh, yeah, I brought my... Well, yeah, I need to play tonight, so...
Is that a special one? Has it been with you for a long time?
This one, well, this is my outdoor clarinet. Okay. It still is a good clarinet, but it's my outdoor clarinet.
Can you hold it up so we can get a good look at it?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Does it have a name?
Does it have a name? No.
Oh, well.
No.
Rocky, the clarinet and all these instruments, you've been enjoying them for so many years. Can you remember some of your favorite concert moments?
Oh, there's a tribute band that they do every year. They did one for the Eagles one year, and it was just amazing. And then every year when they do like I forget what it is with Jeans, right, as well?
But it was the Jeans and Classics.
Jeans and Classics. I mean, that really just gets the community up and going, and you're engaging with everyone, dancing on the lawn. And then the 4th of July every year with the 1812 Overture is by far the best every year.
What does it feel like, Nancy, to be in front of this audience and to see the entire community come out to support you every summer?
Well, it means a lot. I mean, I remember the first concert when we had about 5,000 people, and I was actually involved in sort of the development of that, and we were like 6 concerts in the summer. What's that going to be like? I mean, it's unusual for an orchestra this size to have a 6-week summer series.
Yeah.
And but anyways, the first concert we had like 5,000, and it was like, oh, this was nice. I mean, 5,000 people downtown. That was nice. So here we are. What are we talking?
500,000.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, I'm a native Madisonian, so I've seen Madison go. The downtown area go up and down and all that. And this is great. I mean, it's so nice to have it back and have everybody around and then the sense of community and all that. Yeah.
Well, and someone just said to me, her dad told her, if you want to be happy in life, surround yourself with people who not only hear music, but they feel music.
Right.
Would you say that that's the vibe out here when you're out here watching these concerts?
Oh, 100%, right? I mean, when the music's going, everyone's engaged, they're listening to it, and then getting up and dancing when the beat is right, so... Absolutely.
What is your favorite genre of music? You're the Motown gal. You must be excited for tonight's concert. Everybody was probably going to be dancing. Or are you more of the classical?
I'm probably more classical, but this is fine. I mean, I do a lot of this in the summer, so it's fine. I mean, it's fine, and it's not that I don't enjoy it. I do enjoy it, but
it's always good to get out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Do you know any Reba, Dolly? Next year.
Ask me about the Netherlands Wind Ensemble.
Okay. Well, that was the third thing that I was going to ask. Well, great. Thank you so much for visiting with us today, and good luck tonight, and have fun tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, both of you.
All
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And we will be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, to Live at 4 on location from Concerts on the Square.
It has been a great day so far. Let's check in with our Arman Rahman, who has a special story of one of the musicians. Arman?
That's right, Susan and Brady. Some storm clouds seem to be moving in overhead. I felt a couple of raindrops, but still hoping that it holds off here. Now, earlier today, I spoke with the Chamber Orchestra's principal flutist, Brandon LePage, and he's probably just as excited as the audience members for tonight's show to go on. Here's what he had to say about the first Concerts on the Square of the summer.
Yeah, pure joy. Just pure joy. Really, I try not to think too hard about it because then I think I would get freaked out, right, with the number of people that are in front of me. For the last 9 years, I've been driving in and out of town to play with the orchestra, but I just moved to Madison, so I will be starting my 10th season living in town.
Where were you living before?
I was living in Ann Arbor, Michigan before, so I've been driving in and out of Michigan for the last 9 years for this job.
That's crazy. Tell me, why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, the orchestra is spectacular. I am definitely challenged artistically and musically in ways that just make me feel like I'm thriving. The number of people that we reach doing Concerts on the Square is astronomical. Only major symphonies really are able to get what we're able to get into the community in the way that we do it here. As principal flute in particular, I get to play many roles. I get to play lots of solos, which my personality very lends itself well to, of course. And in that vein, I'm actually really looking forward to later this summer on July 16th when I'll be performing 2 movements of Carlos Simon's Flute Concerto in front of the orchestra as a soloist. It's a piece of music that I helped co-commission and bring into the world. It hasn't been performed in a couple of years. The last movement in particular has aspects of beatboxing inside of it. It goes outside the norm of what you would expect in a classical piece.
Flute with beatboxing.
A little bit of beatboxing, yep.
I guess sort of very definitive, very kind of telling of Concerts on the Square. That's sort of something so interesting and so unique and so different that showcases the kind of, principal flute and just different parts of the orchestra.
Yeah. Concerts on the Square does a really good job at being modern and relevant while also helping us to explore history through all the other classical music that we play. Concerts on the Square is like the quickest stretch that we have through our whole season. We do 6 straight weeks, so we do anywhere from 2 to 3 rehearsals per concert, and you have the music being learned. Like right now, I am learning weeks 2 and 3 already to make sure that I'm prepared well ahead of time. Nothing is passive at Concerts on the Square, that's for sure.
Nothing is passive and no dull moment here on Concerts on the Square. Sun coming back out here. So again, we're hoping that rain does hold off for the show. Oh, I'm feeling a little bit more drops coming down. Obviously, everything changes. That's what live TV and live weather is about. For now, I'll send it back to you guys. That does it for me here on Live at 4, but make sure to tune in to News 3 Now at 5 and 6 as I'll continue talking to people here as they gather for Concerts on the Square. Susan, Brady?
Thank you, Arman. And like you were saying, we do have some weather that we are watching out for, Alex.
Yeah, we have some showers that are moving through Dane County right now. This is our first little wave that we're trying to dodge here downtown. But some of these showers north and west of downtown and south and east of downtown have had some rotation in them. They're not tornado warned at this point in time, but they do have the attention of the First Run Weather Team. Blaze is in the studio watching them very closely, as am I out here. And also it has the attention of the National Weather Service. So we're all talking, keeping an eye on those few cells. There is a chance for a couple of these thunderstorms before Concerts on the Square begins, but it should push off towards the north and towards the east before a better chance for a line of thunderstorms comes in later tonight. Good chance of thunderstorms on Thursday. That's why this narrow window of opportunity tonight is the only opportunity for Concerts on the Square. Again, we can't rule out a couple strong storms tonight and again tomorrow, and that flooding risk is absolutely apparent with all the humid conditions we've had and all the water that we've had. Here's one of those cells near Stoughton right now, near the Oregon area, with some confirmed rotation by area spotters. At least this is the information we're receiving from the National Weather Service, but the National Weather Service has not issued a tornado warning at this point in time and perhaps will not. No lightning with these showers, so they're probably just weakly rotating at this point in time and not currently posing a tornado risk that would reach to the ground. Dane County, Armand was just saying a few drops. Those drops are moving right over downtown as we speak, with that cell to the northwest and that cell to the southeast. And as we put future track or a wider view out, these are the only showers and storms that we have in southern Wisconsin right now. We're going to be keeping an eye out to the north and towards the west for better chances of thunderstorms once we get past 8, 9 o'clock. So isolated up until 8, 9 o'clock, and then afterwards we'll have those lines coming in right on the heels of the concert. So squeezing in this narrow window of opportunity to get the concert in. Tornado watch off to the north and west of the Richland Center area. Heavy rainfall north and west of Madison has prompted a flood watch. So any additional rain that we get over the course of the next 24 hours is going to add and exacerbate flooding conditions. So here again, 8 o'clock. No thunderstorms according to future track in Dane County, but off to the north and toward the west, we'll be watching those few lines of storms progressing off towards the east as we get towards 9, a little bit closer to Dane County, moving through between 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. So again, we had that narrow window of opportunity to hopefully get in the concert rain-free. Then watch what happens as we go into Thursday afternoon. This is why Thursday, which sometimes is another option for concerts on the square, is a no-go. It is almost certain that we will have a line of thunderstorms coming through with a cold front Thursday evening, lasting till about 10 o'clock Thursday night, and then that line is out of the area. Risks for storms tonight. We can't rule out gusty winds. We can't rule out that potential for a tornado, especially later after 8, 9 o'clock as those storms become more widespread. Flooding rain's not out of the question tonight as well. Good chances of rain again through Thursday, then dry Friday going into Saturday, and then a cold front's going to come through Sunday as we go on into Monday, bringing another risk for showers and thunderstorms, and some of those storms could be on the stronger side as well. Staying humid with the muggy meter Friday, a little bit of a reprieve, and then back up as we head towards Saturday and Sunday into the very humid category. And it's that very humid air that's going to provide that fuel for storms as we head towards Sunday, going on to the very beginning of Monday. Then we dry out, turn a little bit cooler, and as we heads up towards 4th of July, temperatures around 80 with a chance of a thunderstorm, which is always common on 4th of July, right, those few storms. But again, we got blaze in-house in case any one of those storms north and west of downtown and south and east of downtown may become severe. We'll keep a very close eye on that.
Thank you, Alex. We'll be right back.
There's another big event happening in Madison. This one is happening tomorrow at the Orpheum Theater.
You betcha. You can relive one of the greatest runs in UW sports history with the Made 'em Believe 2015 Wisconsin basketball reunion. Now, for the first time in a decade, UW basketball icons Frank Kaminsky, Bo Ryan, Josh Gasser, and Sam Decker are reuniting to reflect on their journey to the 2015 NCAA championship game. You'll get the chance to hear behind-the-scenes moments and never-before-told stories and reflections on the historic season. ESPN Wisconsin host and former teammate Ben Brust will moderate the event. The event starts at 7 with the doors opening at 6. You can get tickets at the Orpheum Theater website. And be sure to watch News 3 Now this morning tomorrow. We are catching up with Ben Brust ahead of that big conversation. Can't wait for that.
I can't either. What a reunion. If you're just jumping in the car and heading downtown for the concert, what's your advice tonight, Alex?
Yeah, best if you're in Dane County and you're about ready to head into the car to head down for downtown for here and the concerts on the square, we do have some some showers in Dane County that have some indication of rotation. Not thunderstorms right now. I don't see any lightning, but we're having some conversations with the National Weather Service and some observers that are noting some rotation with a cell out near the Cross Plains area and a cell down towards Stoughton and the Oregon area that have our attention as well. So you might want to just hang tight for the next 30 to 45 minutes. Let these cells push off towards the north and towards the east. First Warn Weather Team, we've got you covered. Blazes in the studio in case any one of these storms were to perk up and become severe.
Plenty of time to still get down here, plenty of room to put your blanket down and enjoy the first concert on the square of the summer season.
Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.
Much for joining us today, everybody, for our live first. We haven't been on the road in a while.
High five.
Nice job.
We did it. All right, and you can always find us on News 3 Now. You can find us on channel3000.com. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now, for real.